Good day, everyone. Welcome to Blacklogic. For your news update today, Trump greenlights Patriot missiles to Ukraine, reversing his pause that Pete Hegseth had on the supply that was going to Ukraine, while slamming Putin as deceiver who talks nice and bombs at night. Putin launches deadly drone and missile strikes on Kiev, killing 13 civilians, as Trump labels him a war criminal in disguise. Germany and Norway commit to funding U.S. missile systems for Ukraine as part of a broader EU push, raising questions about Europe's new defense posture. Texas floods kill at least 132 people thus far, while 170 people are still missing. Camp Mystic Girls Camp among the hardest hit as rescue efforts still continue, because in that particular region, folks, it's still flooding due to the rains that was over the weekend. Now, the unraveling scandal now rocking Trump's inner circle, mind-blowing revelations could redefine his fate, and secret players behind the scenes and why this matters. What could come next, and what does this mean for all of you guys here today? But I'm gonna give you the breakdown. I'm gonna give you the info right here on Blacklogic. Okay, Trump has reversed course and fast out the pause in support after PKXF has slowed some of the supplies to Ukraine. And now he commits his Patriot air defense missiles to Ukraine in the frontline crisis. He blasts Putin for talking nice while bombing everybody in the evening. And as we're looking at this, family, there's a lot of things going on here. So again, I don't want to make haste of the situation that's essentially occurring around the globe when it comes to this particular crisis. And I'm giving you guys a breakdown here this morning because Trump has blasted Putin for talking nice while bombing everybody in the evening. And top officials, including this envoy, Keith Kellogg, are on the ground in Kiev to finalize the deal and secure EU reimbursements. Is this a game changer or pre-election theater? And a lot of people just asking, did Putin originally just basically trick Trump? Did he dupe Trump? Now, Trump's harsh words cut deep, labeling Putin as duplicitous. And this particular critique rings louder following a devastating wave of missile and drone strikes on Kiev that killed at least 13 civilians. And analysts point to an escalating U.S. approach, including implied sanctions and arms sales to NATO partners. But how hard will Trump go in this truth deterrence, or is it just talk altogether? Now, Germany and Norway have already moved to buy Patriot systems for Ukraine, and they say they'll keep doing so. The EU is set to reimburse the US. And Senator Lindsey Graham is among the championing a sledgehammer sanctions bill aimed at any country buying Russian energy. But will Brussels and Berlin fully back the U.S. or its highest hand? And these are some of the things that I've been noticing that has been going on currently when it comes to the EU trying to back Ukraine. And I'm just trying to figure out, when is the EU, just as well as America has done, has pulled back from a lot of the support they've been giving Ukraine, but the EU say that they're going to continue to buy and support the Patriot missile systems, a lot of the interceptor missiles that Ukraine currently has. Now, as we look at a lot of these stories, we see that the flood in Texas is still ongoing. There's been tragic reports of people still perishing, people still passing away, because in Central Texas is totally under siege. Devastating flash floods in Kerr County have killed at least 132 people, while approximately 170 are still missing. And residents face renewed flood threats among ongoing rescue missions. Authorities and FEMA are scrambling to respond, but many ask, why wasn't this predicted or prepared for? One of the hardest hit sites was Camp Mystic, a girls' summer camp, and 28 went missing with only a fraction fund so far, and is deeply emotional strategy that is basically exposing systematic breakdowns in emergency preparedness. There has been storm warnings flagged, but NWS warnings weren't enough, and rural areas lack reliable alerts. Meanwhile, conspiracy theories swirl, and some are claiming the cloud seeding, and others call it fake weather. Lawmakers and experts are hashing out, are we failing at weather intelligence or being hoodwinked? Is there some sort of special government program where we can create particular weather? And they stated publicly, that there was an experiment done in that region about a week or two ago, or maybe a couple of days ago. And I'm gonna get those clear reports for you guys. But nonetheless, and now we have flooding in that area. So again, I don't think this is political theater at all. I don't think this is political theater at all. I believe that this is the truth, because I've been reporting on special government programs for quite some time, and these are not conspiracy theories. We actually have technology in some regards that can influence or manipulate the weather. Now, Governor Abbott and Trump have issued disaster declarations, dispatching FEMA and rescue teams to the region. National Guard and volunteers from other states and even across the border are working nonstop to support Curry County in Texas, but families are still in limbo, grieving and hoping that the floods and that the rain will stop so they can, again, get their affairs in order and get the support that they need. So when we come to this main topic today for just a groundbreaking story for you guys, I think that is very intriguing that no other than Jasmine Crockett and Joy Reid has chimed in on trying to go after Trump, because we have a sitting congresswoman saying she's coming for President Trump, and not just him, his entire family. Joy Reid is calling for the deportation of Melania Trump and the children. Gavin Newsom is accusing ICE and Trump of attacking California's farm workers. But the real story, a marijuana sweatshop with kids working in the shadows. And this is some of the stories that the media just will not inform you guys of, but you're going to get that information right here on Blacklogic, because Texas Democrat Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is now menacing on MSNBC. She said, and I quote, "When we take back the House, it's not just Trump we're going after, it's his entire damn family. No subpoena yet, no committee hearings, just a promise of political revenge." And this is open season talk. And remember, this isn't some protester. This is a sitting U.S. representative plotting political payback on national TV. So here's a question. Is this the new normal, weaponizing Congress to settle personal vendettas? Or is this something even darker? Or is Jasmine Crockett try to issue or serve justice to President Trump and his family? And then comes Joy Reid, MSNBC's queen of selective outrage. And what sounded like a bad stand-up bit masked as political analyst, Joy floated the idea of deporting Melania Trump along with Trump kids. The irony is that the same networks, ladies and gentlemen, that really stretch about family separation are now salivating at the idea of mass deportations because the last name is Trump. So is this policy? Is this law, or petty vengeance dressed as journalism? And California Governor Gavin Newsom is now accusing Donald Trump, Tar Holman, and ICE of harassing the very workers who grow our food. Sounds noble, right? Or is it wrong? Because ICE raids he's talking about wasn't on a lettuce farm. It was a massive illegal marijuana grow op in Northern California, where dozens of children, no parents, no papers, were working under the table. These weren't farm workers with unions. These were kids working in the dirt under criminal operations at risk, and Newsom's mad ICE shut it down. He mad that ICE shut it down, that these unfortunate illegal children were working on these marijuana farms. It's not just misleading. It's insane because they're not giving you the full story. So again, let's connect the dots on this, because I believe that is imperative. I believe that is important that we collect the dots. Jasmine Crockett wants to haul Trump's family into court. Joy Reid wants them deported. And Gavin Newsom wants ICE defunded for busting child labor ops. Why? Because President Trump's not just running. He's not just the president. He's leading in battleground states of the promises. And he stated publicly on one of his very brief news segments before he was boarding Air Force One, that he's fulfilled 20 of his promises. So again, as we look at this, the people who cry about authoritarianism are now calling to deport families, raid political opponents, and dismantle law enforcement. all while ignoring child labor camps in their own backyard, like Gavin Newsom. This isn't justice, it's retribution by design. This is retaliation for President Trump and the Republicans, aka the conservatives, winning the White House. And if you don't speak out now, don't be surprised when they come for anyone who they deem that conspired, as they will state, of President Trump winning the White House. So again, these are some of your top stories, your two contributors there. Thank you for joining me here this morning. You guys have a great and wonderful day. This is Blacklogic.